The 2K Sports Pregame Show, sponsored by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. The fans are filling the seats in San Antonio, the site of our broadcast, and where the Spurs will be going up against the Golden State Warriors. And a nice roll continuing right now for Golden State. Nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And you take a look back at the Spurs, not just last season, but what they've been able to do for decades now. Shaq, are we witnessing one of the best stretches of any sports franchise?
Yes, I've been beaten by this team. I've beat this team. To have sustained success like the Spurs, it's rare, Ernie. I don't care what sport you're talking about. It started with one of my favorite players, the Admiral, and the young Tim Duncan. But now they're set up for the future. Sugar K. Leonard is the man in San Antonio.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll look back in 20 years if we're still alive at that time and just shake our heads wondering, how did they do it so long? I mean, this Spurs team is a franchise to model your franchise, not just in basketball. If you're a business, go to the Spurs seminar and you'll learn how to have a great business.
Well said. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
The view from the skies above downtown San Antonio. We're pleased to welcome you to Texas tonight. Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. The Warriors are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys, on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
This is one of those games, when you look at your calendar, it's circled before the schedule's even released. So it's one of the best rivalries we have in our league. And guys, this is the one you do not want to miss.
Yeah, we're going to hear the guys downplay this game as much as possible, but we know better. We've been there. This one's setting up to be an all-out war.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, Kevin, few people saw it coming, but Stephen Curry has claimed the mantle as the league's best player. Draymond Green said it was the way Curry came back even better last season that solidified it. He said everything in basketball is usually a year behind. You've got to see it again to really believe it and get confident enough to say it. Kevin?
His teammates know firsthand what an impact he makes, David. Thank you. In a rivalry game here, Brent, between these two conference foes, we could see tempers flare in this one.
What always starts a rivalry, Kevin? Is it familiarity with one another?
I think so, sure. The more you play, the more you know.
Yep, well, we got that here tonight. So these guys don't like one another. We're going to see how tense this game is. We'll have a good gauge on the temperature of these teams.
Familiarity is a big word in these kind of matchups.
It is. It's a lot of syllables, too.
Yeah. What? A lot of vowels. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. McCaw is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So the San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
And he's not a guy you can give open looks to. The D has to be better. Got to learn a lesson there.
Now here's Parker. Five on the clock, beyond the arc. McCaw grabs the miss. Green kicks to Curry. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
That they did, and he's the one guy on D you can't leave alone, or he's going to get to the bucket over and over. Just torched them there.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And what's crazy to think about with Curry is that he was signed to such an affordable contract before he, too, made the leap to stardom because of concerns about his ankles. That has not, though, recently been a problem for him.
And the team must be thanking their lucky stars for that good fortune. Very serious concerns at one point that Curry would never be able to play a full season. Had the procedure done to take away tissue and change his approach with ankle sprains, and he's been as good as it gets.
Now here's Pachulia. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. There's Green with the three, and there's the rebound by Degnan. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Feeds it to Aldridge. From 10 feet out, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
I mean, no stress in that one. The game almost looked like a shoot-around for them. I mean, amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And on the road, don't forget, they loved being the bad guys that night. They sucked all the air out of the building with their ridiculous shooting.
Now, here's Aldridge. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
Here's Thompson, following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Back to Thompson from the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Thompson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
There's the feed to Leonard. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Leonard's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
To the paint, here's McCaw, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
When you're playing from behind, you cannot let your opponent have things that are that easy. And that was easy.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Good chance you're getting to phase 2 of your defense here as you make adjustments to try and cool him down.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Leonard. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Leonard's got 7.
And the commitment to seizing every scoring opportunity, Leonard outworking and out hustling people inside.
Curry with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
There's the pick. Here's Leonard. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Warriors have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Thompson passes to McCaw. Three-pointer. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. McCaw has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Warriors. Parker with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Leonard. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
What a quarter right here, establishing some confidence. 4 of 5 shooting the ball.
Curry dishes to Thompson. Takes a 3. Another miss by Curry.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 25-point game against Cleveland.
And he also was really tenacious about attacking the D and creating wide open shots for his other guys. That's why his teammates love him.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's Green. A stupendous finish in traffic. Spurs trail by 3. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Leonard on the wing. He's got 9, and he gets it to go.
And that's usually a solid strategy. Get the ball into Leonard's capable, large hands and let him go to work.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Here's McCall. He's got 8. Pass to Curry. Thompson dishes to Green. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Aldridge slams it in.
And don't look now. If there's anything Leonard could improve upon, it's getting his teammates more involved. Exhibit A, that assist.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Well, not too many current or former NBA players can say this, but you can, Brent. You've been in a movie. How was it getting involved in the Jerry Maguire movie? And do you have any more plans to be on the big screen?
I have more plans to go to movies, Kevin, than to be in the movies. Somehow, some way, I got a phone call from somebody that said, we need you to come down here. And I know the backstory to it. Cameron Crowe is from Seattle. I met Cameron Crowe several times. And he said, Brent, I got a part for a basketball player. How about a movie? I said, cool. Then he said, how about a movie with Tom Cruise? I said, even better. And then he said, how about a movie about a sports agent with Tom Cruise and you'll be in the scene with him? And I said, what time?
How many lines did you have in that movie?
Oh, I nailed it. One line, Kevin. One line, one take, Jake. And there was a kid there that was in the same scene. It was about signing some basketball cards. And the little boy was suffering from a cold that day. And Tom Cruise could not have been nicer. In fact, gave the kid some Kleenex.
That's a great story. The Warriors trailing. And here is Curry. A 32-point game for him in the win against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
Leonard. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Leonard's got 13 points.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Pass to Pachulia. Out to the wing. Golden State moving it around. Curry kicks to Thompson. From 12 feet out. Great D that time from Green.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
And good defenders know it's about angles. Got great position and really bothered the release point.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
Over in the corner, Green. Pachulia sets a screen for Green. Just 5 on the clock. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
I know the difficulty degree there high, but he drains it.
Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Lets it go from the wing. And it's Curry with the rebound. From deep. That shot off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And no doubt in my mind, the overriding factor in that game was their huge edge on the backboard.
That wasn't even close. All 5 guys crashing the boards at both ends of the floor. They simply controlled the glass.
Here's Thompson following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Outside Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Dedmon kicks to Leonard. He dishes it to Dedmon. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Now it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Here's Curry with the 3. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yep, he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens. As a defender, you have to fight over the top.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Aldridge.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Picked by Lee. Ginobili kicks to Simmons. Shoots it. That's good from Ginobili on the assist by Simmons. And the Spurs lead by 4.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position, finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
Here's Ginobili after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Beyond the arc, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
And Brent, do you think when it's all said and done that Ginobili has the chance to go down as the greatest sixth man in NBA history?
Well, I've checked the numbers on John Havlicek, and he might have something to say about that, but Manu was on a very short list of a guy who's accepted his role and then excelled at it to championship caliber play.
He gets it in there.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Livingston kicks to McGee. At the top of the key, Thompson. Lee gets the rebound. Spurs leading by 5. To the left side wing. Spurs passing it around. Shot from 16. Warriors with the rebound.
Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
West kicks to Livingston. He feeds it to McGee. Uncovered, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. McGee's got his first points of the game.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Well, both O's are executing at very high levels, but it's early. We'll see if that continues.
Thompson passes to Iguodala. 14 feet away. Good D by Lee. San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Mills dishes to Lee. The pass to Ginobili. He kicks to Gasol. Hits the front of the rim and out. Warriors trail by 3. The drive by Iguodala. The dish to Livingston. Iguodala outside. Another 3 for Golden State.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
And Mills kicks to Gasol. Dishes it to Mills. Picked by Lee. Here's Gasol. Gasol can't get that one to fall. Livingston passes to Thompson. Puts up a 3. They get the rebound. McGee. It's good on the putback. And the Warriors lead by 2.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Warriors ahead. They're up by 2. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Man, you get into that kind of zone, that's the feeling where you're invincible and it gets fun.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, a lot of defense at the forward spots with Iguodala and Green. Livingston is out there with Curry, and it's West in at the 5 spot. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge has overcome a lot. As a child, his home life was not easy, and he was born with a heart condition. In fact, shortly after he was born, his heart stopped, and he had to be resuscitated. But Kevin, he said, I wouldn't take back any pain that I've endured on or off the court because it's made me who I am. And Kevin, that's a story all of us can be inspired by.
Thank you, D.A. The Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And with new ownership and a new commissioner in the NBA, the league has been very proactive looking at the game and not being afraid, Brent, to tweak things here and there to make it better.
Well, I'm thinking about the Hack-a-Shack rule right away here.
I am too.
I actually don't even want to say it that way. I want to say the intentional foul rule because I can't stand it. It's
Heck, at Dwight, we could name about 10 players here that fall in that category.
Yeah, I think it's worth looking at, Kevin. I think it'd be interesting because from a strategy standpoint, there's a few things that you can do. I'm not going to go into them. You and I can go talk about
but
those
it does
later.
slow the game. The game is based on the beauty of flow and pace and tempo, and there's nothing that slows it down like that.
No, and we're talking about the entertainment part of basketball and how much it gets disrupted when the coaches elect to use the intentional foul rule. I will say this, Adam Silver in the early stages of being commissioner in the NBA was very much willing to listen to what it is that people are offering up. I think there's a great bit of flexibility with Adam Silver in the way that the commissioner's office is looking at the game, looking at making the game better, looking at the game and trying to make it a little more appealing to the fans, so I commend him on that.
Maybe the most progressive commissioner we have in all of sports right now.
Certainly the tallest.
This gives us the chance to view the best three-point shooting teams this season. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. Number 1, the Spurs. In third, the Warriors.
And the shooting display both these teams have put on this season has been remarkable. I mean, there are just three-point shooters all over the floor.
First free throw is good.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And both free throws good for West.
And when you look at the Spurs, it's about the offensive philosophy in terms of ball movement. You look at the numbers, players shoot much more efficiently off of the catch than they do with the dribble. The Spurs exemplify the good to great in ball movement.
Now here's Ginobili. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. 6 on the shot clock. Mills dishes to Leonard. Again, Leonard missing.
Yeah, thought process was after he hit that first three, he'd be in great shape, but he looks way off right now.
Curry is inside, covered by Mills. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
And the Spurs offense, just beautiful basketball. They call it good to great. You pass up a good shot to set up your teammate with a great shot.
Well, I think what they do well, Kevin, is always explore what it is they can get to first. If it happens in the first 6 seconds, they'll take advantage of you. And if they don't, they'll get into the half court, run multiple pick and rolls, and every time somebody needs an outlet, there's a guy in the right spot to bail you out on a possession. It's often beautiful to watch.
Livingston hits both of them. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Now here's Mills. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And it's Leonard at the elbow. Looking to end the run. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Just one of those insane nights for Leonard, putting on a one-man show offensively.
Curry kicks to Livingston. Picked by West. Green, the pass to West. Shoots from the elbow. That shot, no good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
Well, they built up the big lead and then let the second unit get out there and do their work. And you're right, the guys coming in off the bench were spectacular. They put up a ton of points.
Here's Livingston. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, you see how difficult he makes it on anyone that's going to try to guard him. Just an offensive dominant player.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Puts it up from 12. Warriors with the rebound. Now Green. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
The lead pushed to double digits. That's 12 points for Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
A different look now for San Antonio. Green, he's checked in for Ginobili. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And then for Golden State, Pachulia, he's checked in for West. And McCaw is subbed in for Sean Livingston. Spurs trail by 10. Parker with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Kicks it to Leonard. Feeds to Gasol. Pachulia with the steal. Goes up at the stripe. Iguodala, no good. Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Here's Parker. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Leonard kicks to Gasol. Just 4 to shoot. Iguodala outside. Curry with a wide open look. Again, Curry missing.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Green, the screen. Nobody near Leonard. They get it back. Back to Parker. The feed to Gasol. Tries again. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Gasol's got it back down to single digits for the Spurs. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense, and always takes what the team's given.
Here's McCall following the score by Tony Parker. Green, the screen. To the middle, fires it up, and the Warriors miss again.
Well, the D wasn't awful, but it wasn't stifling either. He really should have made that shot.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Bertans. And here is Parker. Passes to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. The Spurs rebound. And that one is good. And now just a 4-point Warrior lead.
High-level offensive rebounder. Aldridge has the wingspan and timing to get to those.
Pass to McCaw. Fires the 3. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists tonight. Curry against Parker. Up top, Leonard fires from the line and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Leonard's got 19 points. Warriors leading by 5. Outside Curry. Pachulia with the screen on Parker. Curry can't get it to go. The Spurs have gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Leonard kicks to Gasol. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Gasol. That's 10 points for Aldridge.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you. Pretty much whatever he wants to do.
Pachulia. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass. Puts him in great position to score.
A different look now for San Antonio. Lee comes in for Pau Gasol. And Simmons subbed in for Kawhi Leonard. JaVale McGee's checked in for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala.
You know, what's amazing about Curry isn't just how dominant a shooter or player he is, but very few guys in the history of our game have actually changed it. And I think Steph Curry is rapidly moving into that category. I mean, now you see defenders who have to guard 35 feet away from the basket. You know, you generally don't see guys his size dominate the game when they don't feature that next level athleticism. So for what he's done, man, it is just incredible to watch.
Well, becoming more and more comfortable with the catch and shoot, Aldridge is now a threat every time they run that kind of play.
Pachulia with the screen on Green. The screen from Thompson. From deep. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3. Curry's got 15 points. And with Curry, he's changing the game at the pro level and also for the future. There are going to be a lot of kids mimicking his play style.
You can bet in 10 years there are going to be a ton of sharpshooters who modeled their game after Curry. I don't think anyone saw how he revolutionized the game when he first entered the league.
Warriors leading by 6. Fires from the wing. And Thompson gets it to go. 9 points in the game so far. San Antonio's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Aldridge a screen. Parker outside. Offensive rebound, Spurs. And it's Aldridge missing. Golden State's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Thompson passes to McCaw. McGee a screen. Thompson for 3. Here's Pachulia, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Pachulia's got the lead up to 10 now for the Warriors.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
And it's a result of the defense not doing its job in the low post, boxing out and preventing second chance points.
And this Warriors team so dominant on so many levels. But for me, what energizes them is that fluidity and that unselfishness of their offense. I mean, it's so much fun to play that way, and that joy feeds into every aspect of the game.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Warriors.
And this is a high-powered offense today, clicking on all cylinders, making things happen, and also good use of the three ball, just enough to keep the defense off balance.
Here's Simmons. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Pass to Parker. Shot to stop the run. The shot comes out. Great D that time from Curry. And the Warriors with such terrific decision-making and ball movement. It's hard to beat them playing old-school isolation offense.
And modern NBA defenses make it hard to score that way. Meanwhile, the Warriors are able to create open looks time and time again with their skill level and constant motion.
Now Parker, after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Picked by Lee. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Julia with the steal. Curry against Parker. Curry passes to McCaw. Golden State moving the ball around. McGee a screen. Shot clock at 6. Shot off the pick. Green with the rebound. Spurs trail by 10. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen the Warriors become a powerhouse franchise, but sometimes great teams can overlook opponents. Coach Kerr takes a cue from Greg Popovich and talks about what he calls appropriate fear. Draymond Green explained, you're not going to be scared or back down from anyone, but have appropriate fear, which just means respect them. Respect that they can beat you. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. It's always about focus. And the Warriors miss again. The Spurs shooting it up around 45% from the field in the second quarter. And a wide open look for Simmons. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Warriors leading by 10. And the call will be against David Lee. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Warriors have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The first one falls. A different look now for San Antonio. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. West is checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Curry. And he can't hit the second. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
He had Simmons atop the key. It's stolen by West. McCaw, the pass to McGee. Thompson dishes to McGee. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. McGee's got 6 points.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
And that does it for the first half of play. Warriors ahead as they end the second quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Steve Kerr and Coach, What is the offensive approach going to be in the second half?
Well, we just have to do what we do, move the ball and wear them down with our ball movement, our cutting, and our spacing, and set better screens, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, it always seems to work out for you in the long run. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there, and Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was where they really opened things up. They were by far the stronger team, both defensively and when they had the ball. Their 13-point halftime lead, no accident. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
The three-point shot was their best friend. I agree with the strategy. When it's working, take advantage of it. I don't really like it. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. But tonight, they're living, and they're living good, baby.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the refs to make a call, put them in the position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
We welcome you back to San Antonio. Always so much to do along the Riverwalk, which this bridge spans, such a vibrant part of the city. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Well, if you look at his shot chart, everything he's done has been in that painted area, so hyper-aggressive on offense.
You know, Brent, the slam dunk, maybe the most dynamic play in the game. You've got your highlight reel dunkers and your game dunkers, and you've won the dunk contest yourself back in '96. Who are your favorite dunkers in the league right now?
I think the guy I enjoy the most, Kevin, is Russell Westbrook, and it's mostly because of what he does to the rim on his dunk attempts. I mean, there's an incredible violence to what he does in the best way possible.
Torque.
The way that he gets to the rack.
It's amazing. Explosive. He explodes to the rim.
Yeah, and there's a little power and a little anger involved, and all that mixed together makes for one great highlight.
Violent, you're right. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Dedmon in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
Not many, if any, bigs in the league have a more proficient mid-range game. Aldridge with the soft touch there.
Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Parker. Up top, Leonard. Lets it go from 11, and he hits the jump shot. Leonard's got 21.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feeling.
You can see the focus there. His desire is evident. All hugs and kisses right now.
Green against Aldridge. The pass to Thompson. Great D that time from Green. Spurs trail by 14. Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. He dishes it to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 6 to shoot. Goes up the baseline. And Curry pulls it down.
Terrific defense. They definitely read the scouting report on this guy and could not have played him more perfectly there.
Thompson outside, and that's going to be a treble. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 10. Picked by Pachulia, and Thompson kicks to Curry. There's the 3. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Parker, with no one around, misses the 3.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And he comes up with the deuce. And that's 12 points for Klay Thompson.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
They're looking like a beaten team at this point, letting him get to the basket with such little resistance.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
You know, give Klay Thompson a tremendous amount of credit for not only knowing his role, but accepting it. I mean, he is the perfect sidekick to go along Steph Curry. And, you know, some people talk about maybe he goes somewhere else to be a bigger star. He is a superstar in our league. He just accepts the fact that maybe I won't get every individual accolade in order to chase the hardware. And kudos to him, because there's not any jealousy that's really accumulated over time between he and Steph. It's more of a brothership and respect that they have, and that's why they've been one of the more dominant teams we've ever seen.
The Warriors making a switch here. Iguodala's checked in.
And let's take a look now at Kawhi Leonard's numbers. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. 7th in steals and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
Green, the screen. Here's Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 8th assist here tonight. And one thing I thought was such a great comment from Klay Thompson, Greg, was when he was asked if he would ever leave Curry to be the top star on his own team, his response was simply, why would I do that?
Exactly. And that says all you need to know about Klay. He could be a star on his own team, but knows it's better to win titles as a sidekick. Also knows just how lucky he is to be the backcourt mate of Steph Curry.
Now here's Parker after the miss from Klay Thompson. There's the pick. And it's Leonard again missing. Parker with the steal. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. And the lead is down inside single digits.
Well, not a road runner with his speed, but Green really has an understanding of how to execute and get wide on the break.
Pachulia kicks to Curry. From outside the arc, sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got 18 points.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Not one of their better efforts, as you can tell by the score. They've been low energy for most of the night.
Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Dedmon. Golden State's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Curry against Parker. Lets it go with the 3. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Pau Gasol is checked in for San Antonio. Bertans comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Parker outside. And it's Leonard, top of the key. Iguodala with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup. 8 points for him.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Parker passes to Leonard. Inside, it's tipped. Pachulia with the steal. It's Curry outside. Kept alive. Spurs trail by 12. There's the dish to Leonard. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Warriors have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. And he's good on the 3 ball.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Parker dishes to Green. Spurs passing it around. Parker outside. Here's the screen. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Warriors leading by 15. Green kicks to Curry. From deep 3-point range, and another 3 for Golden State.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end. And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Curry after Pau Gasol's bucket. Here's Thompson. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. And the Spurs with some changes. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Golden State also making some changes. West comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And so it's Golden State with it. Picked by West. Gasol with the steal. Passes it to Bertans. Back to Ginobili. Right side Gasol. Outside Leonard. And Mills kicks to Leonard. He feeds it to Gasol. And you know, you look at the depth of the Warriors, never mind their dominant starting 5, Greg. Their reserves are as good as some starting units in the NBA.
And for some teams, that can cause problems, where guys aren't playing as much as they feel they deserve. When you're playing for a team that's competing for a championship, though, players understand that some sacrifice is required.
First free throw is good.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
Simmons checked in for San Antonio. JaVale McGee's checked in for Golden State. And he makes both free throws.
Coach Pop often talks about the value of corporate knowledge, the procedures and shared philosophies that guide his basketball teams year after year. They're actually compiling a database called the Spurs Way to make sure that knowledge is passed down over time.
West kicks to McGee, out to the right wing. Livingston passes to McGee. Clock at 4. Golden State needs to get off a shot. From deep, Iguodala. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Oh, that's a tough 3-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Yeah, awesome job right there of closing out on the shooter to contest. May have made him adjust that just a bit.
Now here's Gasol. He's got 10. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And you think of the incredible success, Brent, the Spurs have enjoyed. You know it firsthand. You'd love to look at that written record for the Spurs and see that recipe.
Well, as much as there's X's and O's that go on in between the lines for the San Antonio Spurs, it's just very hard to duplicate or emulate what it is that the Spurs have been able to find in terms of the character of their team. That's what many franchises right now, Kevin, I don't think have a great handle on.
And still a big wish list item for Commissioner Silver, creating a 2 years out of high school requirement for players coming into the NBA.
It's going to be interesting, Kevin. I'm all for anybody who has a talent to do something to be exposed to do it as soon as you possibly can. But for the good of the league, for the product as a whole, I think 2 years in college would be a great rule for our league. It'll save coaches time from teaching these young players how it is to be a pro and to play the pro game.
McGee is screen on Ginobili. Thompson dishes to McGee. And the stability of the San Antonio roster had always been one of their strengths, but with the departure of some of their veteran stalwarts, this Spurs team has a new look.
It's been really interesting how they've restructured what it is the franchise's foundation is going to be as they move forward. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge becoming the pillars of what the next 5 or 6 years of San Antonio Spurs basketball will be.
Both free throws good from McGee. Spurs trail by 14. Ginobili kicks to Mills. Dishes to Gasol. A 3-ball. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
Well, we know that this team can shoot a lot better from deep. But tonight it's just not there for them. They can keep firing and hope they can shoot their way out of this funk. But if they continue to shoot it like they have from beyond the arc thus far, they'll just be beating themselves.
Screen by Lee. Kicks it to Simmons. Fires the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Simmons got 6.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
And he's not a guy you can give open looks to. The D has to be better. Got to learn a lesson there.
Now here's Livingston. He averages about 5 points a game. McGee doesn't go that time. Good D by Gasol. And Mills kicks to Simmons. Feeds to Gasol. Now here's Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. A wide open look for Gasol. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Gasol's got it back down to single digits for San Antonio. Livingston passes to Iguodala. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got his 5th rebound in this one. No good from Lee.
That's just terrific court awareness there. The defense knew it was coming and just totally suffocated him.
Livingston kicks to Thompson. To the middle from 12 feet out. That one wide left. And the Spurs with possession. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. And Ginobili wide open, he shoots. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Picked by West. Thompson from long range. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Thompson's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Well, they've been on a roll ever since the break. Doesn't seem to matter whether the shots are open or there's a hand in the face.
Screen by Lee. Here's Mills. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
For a guy who doesn't love the contact inside, Mills taking it up strong.
McCaw, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. The Spurs have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Now Livingston. He kicks to West. Rebounded by the Spurs. Lee's got 4 rebounds in this game. The feed to Mills. Pass to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, it looks like he got to that shot just after it reached its apex. Those can be tough ones to gauge.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for David Lee. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Iguodala with it. He's got 11. Thompson up top from the stripe. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Thompson's got 17.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Mills. And Simmons kicks to Ginobili. Clock at 6. Up and in on the layup. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Picked by West. On the wing, Thompson. He's covered by Ginobili. Thompson misses. Spurs trail by 4.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, I'm sure they are. I'll bet we see a quick shot right here.
Gasol against Iguodala. It's Gasol missing. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Livingston kicks to Thompson. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Picked by West. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got his 4th assist in this one. Ginobili outside. There's the pick. From deep. Got it!
No way!
Got it! What a shot!
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
He's excited.
A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Let's get about 3 or 4 stops in a row. Let's get something put together defensively. Offense will take care of itself. Both teams are scoring. Somebody's got to play D.
And Greg Popovich would very much like for his team to start locking things down defensively.
Yeah, I don't think coach is interested in snipering back and forth. I mean, he'd rather remove the other team's bullets than just to overpower them.
And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. We've got West. Steph Curry's out there with Livingston. Then it's Green, and it's McCaw in at the 3.
Good boy, good boy.
Warriors leading by 3. Outside Curry. Green, the screen. McCaw, the pass to Green. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
He's the last guy on this team that you want to leave alone. Great look.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Back to Mills. Outside Leonard. There's a good screen. Right wing. Aldridge, no one around him. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Aldridge has got 20 points.
So he's got touch, he's got size, and he's got skill. Aldridge, an elite machine, scoring the ball.
Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Here's Livingston. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
And the play was executed exactly as you draw it up until the very end. He's kicking himself.
Pass to Green. There's the 3. Again, the miss by Green.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Mills kicks to Dedmon. And here's Leonard from 3. Can't hit that one. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Now here's Livingston. They kick it out to Green. Hands the shot from the wing. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
So had his head on a swivel and found the open man. Nice assist.
And Mills kicks to Leonard. 11 feet away. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper even when you got him blanketed.
Now here's Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. Green dishes to West. The shot's good.
Love to see passes to guys on the move that are on target. They don't break stride.
A different look now for San Antonio. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills.
You know, we've had point forwards in the league before, but Draymond Green really in a lot of ways is a new breed of a point forward. I mean, he does it as an undersized power forward. It does it on a team that plays at an extremely high tempo. And remember, he's also asked oftentimes to guard centers and post players. And so when you factor in the overall versatility that he brings to your roster, he's as valuable as anybody in our league.
Pachulia, he's checked in for the Warriors. Green, the screen, Curry. And again, no good by Golden State. And with Green, so often you'll see him grab a rebound, bring it up the floor, then set up the score. He really looks like a point guard.
Yeah, passes as well as any lead guard in our league, has a great idea of the moment, knows exactly when and where everyone is on the floor, and minimizes his turnovers as well, and has a terrific assist-to-turnover ratio.
There's no doubt that the biggest free agent splash made in 2015 was the Spurs signing of LaMarcus Aldridge. They planned for 3 or 4 years to try and get him to San Antonio, really fitting in the mode of Tim Duncan scoring on that left block. But being close to Dallas, near his family, that was a significant factor, along with winning.
And the three ball is good.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Now here's Parker. Green, the screen. Outside Leonard. They get it back. Here's Dedmon. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
But we're talking about a player who's going to take advantage of everything that D gives him, especially at this critical stage of the game.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Shooting 1.
And, of course, for Aldridge, location wasn't the only attraction. Brent, the chance to win and compete for championships had to be the most important factor.
Well, he knew it was going to be a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrifice in joining San Antonio. Maybe miss a few all-star games he otherwise might have played in as a member of the Blazers. But winning the most paramount, and in time, his role will only grow as this roster turns over.
Now, here's Aldridge. Parker passes to Dedmon, and good that time. Dedmon's got 6 in the quarter.
You gotta love the effort from Parker, constantly helping get his teammates involved.
Pachulia with the screen on Green. It's Curry outside. Good D by Parker. Spurs trail by 4. Picked him clean. Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And when you see, Greg, this team play with Draymond Green, you can see that he's the heart and soul of the club.
As impressive as Green is on the stat sheet with all the triple-doubles, his intangibles are just as valuable. Steph Curry's the MVP of the league, but Draymond Green is the MVP of this team.
The Warriors making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. And both free throws good for Green. For San Antonio, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Curry against Parker. To the wing right side. Outside Aldridge. Parker outside. Now the pass to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's off from three-point range. Warriors leading by 6. Here's McCaw. Here's Green. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
Yeah, 2020 tonight. He could not be more focused, just locked in. Got to give him the ball.
Now here's Parker. He dishes it to Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's now 27 points for Kawhi Leonard.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Curry kicks to Pachulia. Here's McCall. Picked by Pachulia. Thompson inside the line, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Thompson's got 19 points.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yep, he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens. As a defender, you have to fight over the top.
Now here's Parker. To the left wing. Here's Dedmon. And another basket for San Antonio.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Here's McCall. Out to the wing. High arcing shot, and it's Curry laying it in. 23 points in the game.
Well, he approaches the rim strong there and then flips up the teardrop.
Leonard kicks to Parker. The dish to Aldridge. Outside Leonard. Back to Aldridge. From 20 feet out. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Pachulia's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. McCaw, the pass to Curry. Here's McCall, covered by Parker. No good from McCall.
Well, he has more than enough strength to fight through the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
Green dishes to Parker. Passes it to Leonard. A steal all by himself. Here's McCall. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Those are the kinds of plays that win games. Really savvy D, and give him credit for looking to go straight up the court with it.
Now here's Parker. Here's Leonard. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And this is who he has become. Leonard, with the great body control, takes the hit and still able to sink the shot. And one.
The Spurs making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for McCall. And you ask Greg Popovich's coach, he says he's never coached a player who improved as rapidly as Kawhi Leonard.
And that's saying a lot. Remember, Tim Duncan won the Finals MVP in his second season playing alongside David Robinson. But by all accounts, Kawhi is just a tireless worker. You know, while he was at San Diego State, Kevin, he brought 2 lamps from home to the gymnasium because they wouldn't turn on the lights early enough for him to get his workouts in. Now, that's what I call a gym rat.
No one covering. 25 points for Steph Curry. Spurs trail by 9. And here is Parker. Gasol, a screen on Iguodala. Parker kicks to Gasol. Outside Leonard. Green, the screen. Leonard draws the double. Here's Aldridge. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And it goes on Draymond Green.
And so many tricks up his sleeve. Aldridge is one of those highly skilled vets who knows how to get to the free throw line.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. Both free throws good from Aldridge.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Outside Curry. He feeds it to Thompson. Back to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Now here's Parker. Dishes it to Leonard. They get a hand on it. Iguodala kicks to Thompson. On its way from Curry for 2. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Kicks to Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
Now Thompson. Feeds to Pachulia. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
The free throw drops for Pachulia. Spurs trail by 10. Outside Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Gasol passes to Leonard. Back to Gasol. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Beautiful setup. Put that pass right where it needed to be.
Curry against Parker. Here's Pachulia. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 9. And Pachulia drops them both. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Leonard against Curry. Here's Aldridge. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Aldridge has got 27.
Yeah, getting after it right now. You love the passion and desire on that play. Excellent rebound, and then the stick back.
Green, the screen. There's the pick. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. That 3 off the mark. Spurs trail by 8. Iguodala with the steal. He kicks it to Curry. There's the feed to Green. Iguodala outside. Thompson dishes to Pachulia. Pass to Green. From deep. The rebound by the Spurs. Leonard kicks to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Now the Warriors moving it up. Curry leading the charge. Good. And the Warriors lead by 10.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And that's the thing. When you go on the road, 2 things can happen. Either the environment can affect you, or you can affect the environment. They chose the latter.
Some changes for Golden State. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. West comes in for Green, and it's Livingston in for Thompson. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ginobili the pass to Bertans. West with the steal. By himself, rips down the breakaway slam.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, as time became a factor, they became the aggressors. Big time finish to pull away.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. McGee with the block. Lets a floater go, and the shot is good. And San Antonio has possession. They trail by 14. There's a screen. At the elbow, it's Ginobili. Basket good.
And showing his trademark aggressiveness inside, Ginobili was not going to be denied.
Outside Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Andre. Good game for you and the team tonight. Is this a bigger win considering the team you beat?
I think it's just a good win, period. You know, we can't really think about who our opponent is. So it was a good matchup, good way for us to measure ourselves, and we got another big one Friday.
Always another game on the schedule, Dre. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
What more can you say about Steph Curry? The man has done it again tonight. He is the most electrifying shooter in the history of the game. I'm going to say it right now. In the history of the game. He is a leader, and his will to win is unparalleled.
That's what I call a road show, guys. By the time he was done breaking those fans' heart, you could have heard a pin dropped in here. Listen, ting, see what I mean? He's a ruthless competitor, and it was a cold-blooded performance.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.